On this episode of The Garden Begins, the adjusters have been out, the fence contractor's been here, and we're getting the backyard cleaned up a little bit for fall, but a new fence should be back here soon. We'll take you on a tour of the damage once again. It's all right here on The Garden Begins. So this episode starts with a little bit of sunshine in my world. Glad you're here on The Garden Begins. If you saw the first episode of this series, you saw some of the wind damage we had here in this part of the country. Last week of October, we had winds anywhere from 60 to 83 miles an hour, and we lost a fence in our backyard. But we're moving forward, and we're going to be using Graham Care. If you had a chance to listen to our radiotherapy program, you heard him talk about the fact that starting in January, he's going to begin blogging about his garden for the next year. And we're going to use some of his tips and ideas and some other folks who we've kind of turned to for advice. And we're going to be redoing our backyard. The claims adjuster is here today. He's going to take a look at a few things. And we're also going to clean up the backyard a little bit for preparation for fall. And once again, just kind of showing some of the damage that we incurred when we had some horrible windstorms over the last month or so. And took the fence down and had a window that was broken. But the whole focus of this is going to be this bed here. This was a overrun, overgrown herb garden. And because the fence is now laying on top of it, we've decided to take this area and focus some of the details and ideas that Graham Care gives us into the garden for next year. So to sum up, the fence guy's been here, the adjuster has been here. We now know that we are getting a new fence, and we're going to move forward with getting this garden back in line for next year. As we move forward, we'll be using that blog from Graham Care, and we're going to start thinking about the plants that we're going to be putting back in that garden and the structure we're going to use for the raised beds. So that's coming up next time on The Garden Begins. When fall comes around, things start to get a little sparse in the garden, and a lot of people think the beauty goes away, but we're going to show you some things, some pictures that is, to prove that that's just not the case. We'll see you next time on The Garden Begins.